Greetings. This video for the course Annotated Bibliography assignment is just that, an overview. Please make sure you read and annotate this assignment sheet. If you have questions or are confused by any of its contents, please let me know so that I can help explain. So this assignment continues the course bibliography assignment, and what you are asked to do is to annotate some specific citations that you've already cited. So for this assignment, we get a little more detailed about how this particular activity can help you learn. Because for an annotated bibliography, you actually do have to read information. Whereas you can put together a bibliography just by finding the bibliographic information, and you don't have to read the actual text or view the document. When you annotate it, which means to take notes about that particular text, you actually do have to look and read the contents. So for this assignment, you're going to add annotations to some of the citations. And since you've already cited the citations for the course materials, you don't have to recreate the citations. All you have to do is read, take notes, and create a summary paragraph for each of the assigned citations and a reflective paragraph, and those two items are explained in this document. Now, why? Why do this? Again, to help you preview what's coming. You can create a bibliography and annotate it, and then when you need that information, because you've summarized everything and you've also reflected on it, that means you've thought about it and applied your thinking to how this helps you understand some information, you can go back to your annotated bibliography to help you learn. You really don't have to ever reread that entire source again because you have these awesome, wonderful, organized annotations for each of those citations. So what to know about this assignment? There are 4 bullet points. Please review them and ask me questions. There are some assignment-specific objectives for this task. And what I want to focus on here is going down to what you actually have to do. So you have to decide if you're going to use APA or MLA format for your annotated bibliography. You cannot mix these citation styles, so you have to choose. I suggest look at the subject area for which you are studying. So if you are in psychology, psychology tends to use APA. So if you know you're going to be studying psychology for most of your college career, I suggest use APA style. If you know you're going to be in the humanities, or say like English or philosophy or something, use MLA. Or you can use the style that you understand most. The point is you have to pick one of these documentation styles and only one. And then the sources that you have to annotate are listed here, and I just want to review how this list should be read and understood. So there's a long list here, but do not let that freak you out because you are not actually reading all of these chapters. For most of them, you're just reading parts. However, for chapters 1, 2, and 3, you are reading and annotating the whole chapter. But when you see chapters 4, 5, 6, and on, there are specific sections of the chapter that I'm asking you to read and annotate. So that's why this list is so long, is because I have told you specifically what parts of the chapter to read. For example, chapter 6, you have to read the first 3 paragraphs under the title Reflective Essays, and that appears on pages 117 through 118. So that is what you need to read for each of the chapters. And I'm just going to scroll down here and get to the annotations. So you have a cited source. You've already done that. And on this new document, you're going to make sure all of the sources that are listed here are cited on this document using either APA or MLA. And then you're reading and taking notes so that underneath each of those sources, you will add a summary. And the summary is a short paragraph. So you're going to summarize the content. That's why you have to read it. And you will do this using third person. Underneath the summary paragraph, you're going to write a reflective learning paragraph. And there are specific ways in which you should do this. For example, you're going to switch to first person voice. That means you're going to use I. The reason you're using third person for summary is because you are only recording the major ideas or content of what you have been viewing or looking at. And the reason you're using first person for reflective is because you are thinking about that material and how it applies to what you are doing. So you use I. And this also helps you understand how different voices work to communicate ideas. Third person is objective. Here are the main points. When you look at someone else's summary of something that you read, they should have different words, but they should still have the main ideas. If we know how to look for and identify key ideas in a text, everyone should have those key ideas. However, the reflective part is about how you are processing that information. And so that should be first person and a bit different from if you read someone else's. And so that is my overview of the 2 annotated paragraphs that you will add underneath each citation. And what I have on the screen here and where I will end is an example of a completed MLA style annotated bibliography entry. So remember, this is a standalone document. So you have heading information, and this is pretty much what MLA asks for. So you have the heading information, have a title here, and then here's my example of a completed annotated cited source. So we have the annotation, and we have the summary, and we have the reflective paragraph. You do not have to name or label these paragraphs, because the rule for annotating bibliographies is the first piece of information you have will be a summary of that source. Other additional information usually comes in a separate paragraph. So that concludes my overview for the course Annotated Bibliography assignment.